I wanted to talk a little bit about my symptoms and how they came on and progressed, and the, how I started to notice them. It's not an attempt to diagnose anybody, so please don't take this as medical advice. It's just how I viewed it and how I understood it as it came on. So maybe you can, if you have some of these symptoms, that maybe you can ask your doctor about it sooner, and they can maybe rule it out sooner. I didn't ask them soon enough. I was stubborn. Part of it was I didn't have insurance at the time, so there's that. But anyway, I'm going to discuss my symptoms in this video. In the late summer of 2012, I noticed that I stopped swinging my right arm when I walked, and I thought it was weird. I thought that I carried a tool bag on my right hip for work at the time. I was a wire puller for a security system installer, and when I didn't carry the tool bag, I carried my cell phone on my right hip, and I thought that I was ready to grab my cell phone, and occasionally I would do this with my hand, and I thought that maybe I had something on my fingers and I was trying to clean it off, or it was a nervous habit. And then I didn't think very much about it, but I did notice it, and I thought it was odd. But as it continued, I noticed my walking was a little bit different, a little bit slower. So I forced it. I continued to try to walk faster. I tried to do stretches. I noticed my legs were stiffer. Before that, probably since I was 18 years old, I had a lot of problems with cramps in my feet and my legs. My foot would curl up like this. My little toes would curl under like this, and my big toe would curl up like this, and my calf muscle would draw up, and then it would go all the way up my leg. I just thought it was a bad Charlie horse. I thought it was that I would not have enough potassium. I needed to eat bananas. That's what everybody would tell me is muscle cramps. So I ate bananas. Nothing seemed to help with that, but I didn't think much about it. I didn't really notice anything until anything big until I was starting my master's degree, and my hand started shaking like this as I was trying to type on my computer, and my middle finger would go like that, and it would just every once in a while it would just start, and then it would stop, and then I continued my work. And it got to the point where I was taking a business, comprehensive business class that it comprised of the entire undergraduate curriculum for our business curriculum for our undergraduate bachelor's degree in one semester, one 8-week semester, and it was pretty strenuous and stressful, and I thought that maybe it was just the stress from that, so I would try to exercise my hand. I'd do this, and it would stop, and I'd continue on through my class, and I had an understanding professor. He was really patient with me. It was a pass-fail class. I passed it. but it was the last class that I took because my hand, it was just too much for me to take classes and work. By that time I was already working at my current job. I'm a web developer, and I just quit using this hand. I started using my left hand, and I got me a trackball, and use my left hand. I still use my left hand for it because it's a habit now, even though I got the DVS. I just use my left hand for that, and it's just more handy. I'm ambidextrous anyway, so it wasn't a big deal for me to switch over to my left hand. And I would type with my right hand as much as I could, and then I would continue to use my left hand when I couldn't write with my right hand. And so then I decided it was time to go see my doctor, and my doctor said, well, it's probably essential tremor. You're too young for Parkinson's. But I'm going to put you on propranolol and see how that goes. And it seemed to help a little bit, but it didn't relieve the symptoms completely. So he said, well, I'll send you to a neurologist. Well, the neurologist put me on Cinemet, which did remove the symptoms, made me sick, but it removed the symptoms. And he said, well, that's a pretty clear indication that it's Parkinson's. So he diagnosed me with Parkinson's disease. I wanted to continue working, so I did, and so I started working on developing I started trying to develop a voice text, voice coding program. But I found a guy that had already developed one. It's called Syllabus. I guess I pronounced that correctly. I couldn't get it to work right with my work setup because it was based on Windows, and that's a Linux-based setup, and it just wouldn't work through the firewall and stuff at work. So in a usable manner, I can get it to. I eventually got it to work, but it was not at a point where I could get it to work. So I found a Python library called Dragonfly, and I wrote my own scripts for that allowed me to code by voice. I probably annoyed the heck out of my coworkers, but they tolerated me, and my boss I really thank him for keeping me on for the time that he did, and I mean I'm still there, so I guess I thank him for keeping me. But then my left hand started shaking, and I got to where I couldn't take my Cinemet, and they put me on Requip, they put me on a lot of different things, and I got to where it just progressed further and further from there. They finally put me on Rotari, which helped, and it helped me get enough that I could continue to work until I got my DVS, and that's my story. Another symptom that I almost forgot to put in the first part of the video is right about the time that my left hand started shaking, my voice got really weak. I tried voice therapy, and it helped some. It's Parkinson's Voice Project. It's a real good program. It helped me remember to speak with intent. I'm trying to do that now. My voice is better since the DVS, just like my mask face that I developed about the same time. I had it throughout the time since my right hand started shaking, but it got significantly worse around the time my left hand started shaking, and I started having the pill rolling in both hands, tremors. Um, my voice had gotten weaker, and then I ended up with a really severe mass face where my face was just really stiff, and I kind of talked through my teeth. That's better since the DVS as well, as you can tell from this video, but it's not perfect. My voice is still not perfect. It's not back to where it was. I still sound like Kermit the Frog probably on this video. I don't think it'll ever be perfect, but I'm trying to sound better than I am. I hope someone got some benefit out of that video, and subscribe for more updates, for future updates to more content like this. Hopefully better. Hopefully I get better. And please give this video a like if you got some benefit. And thank you, and God bless you.